Hey class, and welcome to a new week. This video is going to serve the purpose of what we're doing this week, kind of just a little overview. I'm going to send these slides out as well. I can email them and I can put them in Google Classroom. But you can also pause the video as I'm talking because I don't want to make this super long. So it'll be easier for you to pause and be able to really see the slide or get on Google Classroom and look at the slide. So we're going to really focus on which ladies we're doing for Women's History Month. So you can go ahead and do that at home each day. And then what we're doing for weather, as well as what we're doing for Chapter 8 and St. Patrick's Day this week. So if you see here, we're still going to do 5 people for Women's History Month. We're going to double up because we didn't have school Monday and you won't be with me on Wednesday. So our next slide is what you did over the weekend. So if I don't see you, I definitely want to hear how you spent your nice long weekend. I hope that you had some fun and were able to do some different activities at home or get out in your backyard. So here is our first person for Women's History Month. So what I'll do is I will read these and then just know that with every bio card, you're going to cut out that calendar card and add them. Okay, so we have 5 women that we're going to talk about. So first up, we have Elizabeth Blackwell. Elizabeth Blackwell was the very first woman to ever graduate from medical school in the United States. She faced opposition when she tried to pursue her dream of being a doctor. However, she not only attended medical school, but she also graduated first in her class. Blackwell created a medical school for women in the late 1860s. Okay, so you've got this calendar card that's asking what is one thing that Elizabeth Blackwell achieved in her lifetime. Okay. Next up, we have Sacagawea. Sacagawea was the daughter of a Shawnee chief. When she was around 12 years old, she was captured and sold to a French-Canadian trapper. In 1804, she joined the Lewis and Clark expedition. She served as an interpreter. Sacagawea was the only woman on the expedition into the American West. Okay, and our calendar card says, what was exceptional, extra special about Sacagawea? Okay, so we're doing both of those on Tuesday. And then, of course, Wednesday, you're home. You could do somebody on Wednesday, but when we come back together on Thursday, we're going to do 2 people. And I'm not going to play that video because it streams kind of funny, but I can show you. It'll be linked to this when I share it with you. Next up is Anne Frank. So we're doing Anne Frank for Wednesday, or when we get together on Thursday, we'll do 2 people. Anne Frank was a Jewish teenager. She went into hiding with her family during the Holocaust. During the 2 years that she was in hiding, she wrote about her experiences and dreams. Sadly, she died when she was sent to a concentration camp at 15. Her words in the Diary of Anne Frank have been read by millions. So what did Anne Frank write about? Also on Thursday, we are going to learn about Frida. And I believe I'm pronouncing her last name right, Kahlo. I don't know, I might need to ask somebody. But Frida was a Mexican artist. As a child, she was severely injured in an accident. And while recovering, she began to paint self-portraits. She continued to paint into her adulthood. Frida also became very politically active. Her paintings were shown in Paris and Mexico, and today she's often referred to as one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. And there's Frida, and then here is one of her self-portraits that she had painted. So it says, write a fact about Frida on the painting. So what did she do? Who was she? All right, and then Friday we have, We have one last person, and that is Dr. Sally Ride. I also have a video for her, but we'll save that for when you get the Google slide or you go in Google Classroom, you can check out the video. Dr. Sally Ride has achieved many firsts in her life. She was the first woman in space in 1983. She beat 1,000 other hopefuls to earn the spot in NASA's astronaut program. Sally Ride was also the youngest American astronaut to ever orbit the Earth. So many firsts. It says write about one of Dr. Ride's firsts in your calendar card. Awesome. All right, that's all we have for Women's History Month. So like I said, if I talk too fast, just go back and pause it if you're going to use this video to kind of follow along with your calendar. And it's, of course, it's going to start playing. Let's click next. Next. Okay. The next up is our What is Weather? And we are going to be moving into chapter 2. Okay. And I don't have that in here. I'm not going to read it on this video, but I can read it on another video if I need to. So just know that we're working on chapter 2. And we're going to review that. We're going to do the questions. We're also going to do life skills application 2, which is called check the temperature. So they should be in your packet that I sent home, right, like one behind the other. So you'll have chapter 2, and then you'll have that checking the temperature activity. And we're going to do that this week. Also, look over here. So keep in mind in EPIC, I do have some Women's History Month books assigned. Not everyone we're learning about, and we'll talk more about that, but you do have some books assigned, so you can check those out. And then on Friday, we're going to do a St. Patrick's Day book, and if you're not in Zoom, I'll make sure to send that to you so you can just be assigned to that book, okay? And then last, we have the Call of the Wild. So you have chapter 8 is already on YouTube, so you can follow along. It's a long chapter, but know that we're going to do chapter 8. We're going to read, we're going to do our questions, and we're going to do our vocab. So you already have the book, the chapter being read on YouTube. It already has the disclaimer. There's one page on there, and it's really not that gory, but I said that disclaimer right before reading. And then let's review real quick your vocab words. So you have 6 vocab words, and remember these are in your packet where you can cut them out and fold them and make your vocab cards. So I strongly encourage you to do that. And let's read them real quick together. So we have bluff. To say you have more of something than you do, to trick people, to bluff. Also have brag, to talk about how great you or your things are. Famous, known by many people for something special. We're going to learn how buck becomes kind of famous in Alaska. Raft, a structure used as a boat to float on a river. Rapids, part of a river where the water moves fast. And is that it? Nope, last one. Riverbank, ground where the edge of a river meets the land. Okay, so quick overview, but at least you know which women we're doing for Women's History Month, what chapter we're working on this week for weather, which we only have a couple more. We only have this week and then 2 more weeks until spring break. And then looking at chapter 8. And so make sure to get on and look at that video separately of the reading of chapter 8. If you have any questions, reach out. I hope I see you on Zoom. And if I don't see you this week, you can watch this as many times as you need to, and then be on the lookout on Google Classroom. I'll share these slides as well as send them in an email. And I'm also going to send a reminder out about our field trip on Friday. I can't share it with you here on YouTube because it has a Zoom link I don't want to share publicly, but I will get that out to you, and hopefully everyone can make it to our field trip this Friday, March 19th. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and happy learning this week. Bye, guys.